Hello, my name is James Sederberg, and I'm a CPA here at Elevation Tax, and I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes going over the instructions for the files that were sent to you via email. Before I start, I want to note that the email screenshots in this video are taken from Outlook. So if you have Gmail, Yahoo, or another email provider, the location of the attachments and design of the email will look different. Despite the difference, the process will still be the same. At a minimum, 4 files would have been sent to you. The maximum amount could vary. It is possible to have as many as 6, maybe even more files. Regardless of the amount, be sure to download and save each file to your computer. Since the returns were sent via email, we password protect each file. An email that contains a password will be sent to you right around the time the instruction email was sent. In order to open a file, you'll need to double-click on the attachment. When clicked, you'll be prompted to enter the password. After entering the password, click OK, and you'll then have access to the file. You can then save the file to your computer. I will now go over each file you received. For sure, at least 4 files would have been sent to you: the client file, K1 files, Form 2553, and the signature documents. The client file contains the federal return, supporting statements and schedules, and if applicable, any state returns. Use this file for your own review. If you encounter any inaccuracies, please notify us so we can make the correction. Do not sign and send the signature documents back to us if a return is inaccurate. We will need to update the return and send you the new files. We recommend that you keep a copy of this file for your records. The next file is the K1. The K1 reports the shareholder's share of the business profits or losses. Please distribute the K1 to each shareholder as it will be needed to complete his or her individual tax return. Here is an example of Federal Form K1. Separate state K1s may also be included in your file. Next is Form 2553. Form 2553 makes the S election on your entity. This form is required to be filed with your return. Print out this form as signatures are required. Since the election is late, you will need to send some additional documentation along with this form. These pages will be included in this file after the first 2 pages of Form 2553. Here are the first 2 pages of the Form 2553. Any officer of the corporation needs to sign and date the bottom of page 1. On the second page, each shareholder needs to sign and date next to his or her name. The next 2 pages are the additional forms that will need to be sent along with the 2553. The first page is the statement from shareholders. Each shareholder is required to sign on the line above his or her name. And the second page you will only receive if you are an LLC electing S status. This final page will be the late corporate classification election. An officer of the entity will need to sign, write in his or her title, and date. A copy of your signed Form 2553 and additional documents will need to be sent back to us along with your signature documents. The signature documents are the tax forms you will need to print, sign, and send back to us. When signed, the documents give us the authority to e-file your returns to the taxing authorities. Depending on your state, you may have either 1 or 2 forms to sign. On this slide are a couple of examples of signature documents. Form 8879-S is the federal form, and this should be included in your file. The form on the right is the e-file form for the state of California, and it is only being used as an example for illustration purposes in this video. Your state form will be included in your file if you are required to sign one. The state form will look very similar to the federal form. For the federal form, you will need to sign your name on the officer signature line. An officer will also be asked to sign the state form. Once signed, send the form or forms back to us so we can e-file the business return. The 2 most common extra forms are vouchers. This includes federal and state tax payment vouchers, as well as estimated tax vouchers. The first is the tax voucher from the tax return. Here is an example of a voucher. Although this is for the state of California, other vouchers, including federal and other states, will look similar to this. The top portion gives instructions as to how the payment should be made and when payment is due. For mailing payments, be sure to detach here and mail the voucher along with payment. The next voucher is an estimated tax payment voucher. These are payments that are made for the current tax year. There can be up to 4 vouchers, so pay close attention to each due date. The instructions for filing are listed here, and the due date is listed here. Again, for mailing payments, be sure to detach here and mail the voucher along with payment. If there are other forms that are part of your file that are not included in this video, those instructions will be located in the body of the email. These forms can possibly include annual reports and local returns. Be sure to send us a copy of your signed signature documents and all pages from the Form 2553 file. You can send them via upload, email, or fax. If you do choose to upload, the same link is listed in the instruction email as you see here on this slide. All you'll need to do is click on that link within the email. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.